Hey guys, your boy Marlon here. I want to share an experience I had, which I'm not sure if a lot of people are familiar with, but I wasn't until I was pretty much pretty much robbed. So, a couple of weeks ago, my family and I we went on a vacation to Mexico, Cancun, and whilst going on the plane, they give you this piece of stuff. For those who traveled, they know you get a piece of paper, and it's like a declaration page where you fill up, your name, where you're staying, all these kind of thing, and then you take off like stuff of, what you have to declare. Okay, so that's what the paper is. It's about this long, back and front, whatever. So after you get the paper, then you go in, you give it to customs, they then check your stuff and so on, and then they give you back the declaration page or the tier piece and keep it and give you a piece. Now we got a piece. One for me, one for my wife, one for my daughter. We had it all the way through the vacation, but the night before we leave, my wife decided, she wants, straighten up the room just a little bit because, we have a 3-year-old daughter, and, we know housekeeping is going to come because it's a hotel, but still, you want to think. So she started cleaning up, and the three papers was like on the bedside table, and she took it and threw it in the garbage because we thought we didn't need it. Now, boom, we got in the taxi, haul ass to the airport the next morning, boarding call. We get up to the boarding gate, give the boarding agent our passports, our boarding pass, and she asked for these pieces of stub. Now I said, oh, we don't have it, because I was a little oblivious to what kind of. She's like, oh, you get it on the plane when you were coming, and they gave you a piece. So I'm like, oh, we don't have it, because I remember, we cleaned up and threw it away. So I'm like, oh, we don't have it. She's like, oh, you can't board the plane if you don't have it. You can't leave Mexico if you don't have this piece of stub. Let me say it again. If you don't have this piece of stub that you got coming in, you cannot leave the country. Although you're wanting to leave, you're not from Mexico, you're there on vacation, and you want to leave the country, you cannot unless you have this piece of stub. So I'm like, in humor, I'm like, okay, so okay, if I miss the plane, what's gonna happen? She's like, you're gonna stay in Mexico for 180 days, of which you'll become illegal, and then they'll deport you. So I'm like, okay, so at the time when they deport me, do I need the stubs? Because I'm being deported. No. So you won't need the stub at the time of deportation, and then they're buying a ticket for you. So they would allow you to lose out on the ticket that you bought with your money because you don't have this stub, and then they would then buy you a ticket and then have you catch a plane still for what they bought, just without the stub that they're requiring at this very moment, which I find kind of weird. Now here's a twist, and I'll get back to you on that. It's interesting.